Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
In 414, I think, saroops of Guru Maharaj on a coach. He'd been sent from India by the SGPC on a ship to Vancouver. And I don't like the idea of 441 saroops of Maharaj in one bus, going up to Vancouver. But anyway, this is what happened. And because there's no printing press of saroops in America or Canada, so the family that did it, that organised it, Satnam Trust, they've been coming under a lot of fire because firstly, when people saw the saroops, they found that they weren't being looked after properly. No one had been on the coach. It wasn't like one person stayed on the coach for the entire journey. The coach was parked up and left. And for however 2 months that Maharaj was on there, they were in Sukhasan and they were just travelling, but there was no one there to look after them. Now, and many people raise different points about this, that how should we best take Maharaj. In Toronto, they hired a whole plane, and somebody was saying, well, that's not going to happen again because it was very expensive. It's like £500,000 they hired a plane. And anyway, people said if you take Maharaj on the plane, then on the plane there's alcohol and drugs. If you've got a section there, but you still got that stuff happening in there. So how should one transport Maharaj? Another point that was made by somebody is, why should Maharaj be in everybody's house anyway? Because all these saroops that were being brought, they probably weren't being bought for Gurdwara. Mostly they were being bought for people's houses. See what I mean? So for me, I do think that there's far too many saroops of Maharaj out there. Yeah, a lot of people have got Maharaj at their house. They're not able to do satkar properly because one family can't feasibly take care of Maharaj by themselves. It's much harder if you've got 2 or 3 doing it together, or you've got a sangat doing it together. It's much easier. So it is harder for one family to take care of Maharaj, and in that sense a Gurdwara is almost the best place, because if you come to Gurdwara you get 2 things, sangat bhi ho jandi hai, naal Maharaj darshan bhi ho jande hai. You get both things, darshan of Maharaj and sangat. So, and Maharaj is saying, ek uttam panth sunyo gur sangat tehe milant jam tras mitai. So for us sangat is very high. So we just talked about downstairs, Saad sang jo tumhe milayo to suni tumhari bani. Yeah, Anand pe aape kathi naam Pratap purakh nirbani. So Saad sang is very important. So for me, I think the best, if you want to have Maharaj at home, it's because you want to do a darshan of Gurbani, right? You could just make a room in your house that is about dedicated to Bani. You make a jagah in your house dedicated to Bani. You could have Sanchiya. Yeah? Sanchiya, when you got saroops of Maharaj in two sections. So you could have Sanchiya, and mostly if most people keep Maharaj at home because they want to do Sahaj Part. But you can do Sahaj Part from Sanchiya. One is up to 700, next one is 700 onwards. So you can do that from. So my advice would be, have Sanchiya at home and go to Gurdwara to see Maharaj. In fact, many people have said, if the Gurdwara didn't have Maharaj, if in the West there was not that many saroops of Maharaj, then there'd be even more pyar for Guru Granth Sahib Ji. They say this familiarity breeds contempt. It's becoming very true nowadays. So many people come to Gurdwara Matha Tek, but they never even looked at Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Right? They've come into Gurdwara, they haven't even looked at. Now, obviously, go back to the time of Guru Maharaj's time, there's only one Guru. You understand? And when they were saying, Darshan Dekh Jiva Gur Tera, Puran Karam Hoye Prabhera, they meant one Guru. They said, Darshan Dekh Jiva Gur Tera. If you come here and I see you, Bo Kirpa Hoye. Now, we've got Guru Granth Sahib Ji everywhere, and people are not so thirsty for Guru Maharaj's darshan. Bani says, Pala Kakkar Varf Varse, Gur Se Gur Dekhan Jain. There's an Ashpadi by Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj. Talk about Guru Ramdas Ji today. I feel in the mood of Guru Ramdas Ji today. Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj, in their Shabad, Koi Aam Milave Mera Pritam Pyara Ho Tis Pe Aap Vichahi, Maharaj goes to different examples. One they use of Samundra Sagar Hove Bahu Khara. If it was a whole ocean, I was still Gur Sikh Lang, Guru Peh Jai. The Sikh would cross over a very deep ocean. We're in America, we got the ocean between us, and if we're in England, we got the land between us. But if in America, there is an ocean between you and Guru Maharaj. But the Sikh will still cross that to go and see their Guru. So actually, we should not have that many saroops of Guru Maharaj. For me personally, they'd be like, if there was 1 or 2 in the UK, that would be enough. One up north, one down south. Everybody would then travel to see Maharaj. You would go together in a coach, you said, let's go see Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Yeah? Or people should write Maharaj. If you're going to have saroops of Maharaj, why are you sitting there printing it in a press? If you look at all the old Guru Granth Sahib, they're all Hath Likhat. They were all written by hand. Get the panne down with you. What does Bani say about this? Does it say, blessed is the printing press that prints Bani? No, it doesn't say that. What it says is, Tana so kagad kalam tana panda tana mas tana lekhari nanaka jin naam lekhaya sach. Yeah? They're saying, Bani says, Tana so kagad, blessed is that paper, kalam tan, that pen is blessed. Tana panda, what is that little ink pot? Tana mas, blessed is the ink, tana lekhari nanaka jin naam lekhaya sach. Blessed is the writer who writes the naam. So the idea of printing press has taken us away from Bani as well. Everybody should be encouraged at a young age to learn how to read and write Bani, and then they should be writing their own potiyan. You should get your own poti higher as high as you want and sit there and write Bani yourself. And maybe that way we will get different saroops of Maharaj or different numbers, different angs. Like you don't have to have always the same angs of Maharaj, 1430. There can be more. A lot of old saroops with different size angs because Bani is lit at different sizes by different people. Everything becomes so standardized, we started to lose that the uniqueness, and even people in the old days used to write Bani in Ladivar. Now Ladivar is gone out, no one can hardly read Ladivar. Me myself included, very hard to read Ladivar. When I went to that exhibition, World War I exhibition down in London, they had a Punjabi Keda. Daughter was writing to her father in Punjabi, and she included in there her homework. And some of the soldiers had taken their Punjabi homework with them. They had like little books they taken with them, like little kids' books. Everything was in Ladivar. Little kids were reading kids' stories in Ladivar. They never used to have Pachid. Nothing was. It's not just Bani was Ladivar and everything else was Pachid. Everything was Ladivar. People were just used to seeing Punjabi written down in one line. And you have to know it to be able to separate the words. So from a child this old, when they would teach them now, they would teach them Ladivar. So when they get to reading Bani, they're already used to reading Ladivar. There's nothing new to them. There's nothing hard to them. So we've gone backwards now, for the sake of our laziness. Yeah. Now we can't even write. Why can't the Gurdwara say, like, okay, we need to have one saroop of Maharaj. Let's get the papers. Let's get the highest quality paper. Let's get it nicely labelled by somebody. We spend how much money we spend making buildings. Why don't we hire the best calligrapher, right, to do all the calligraphy on the outside? Why don't we get somebody who writes nice Bani, who knows Bani, that there is this core calligraphy as well, and let people like that sit down and write Guru Granth Sahib Ji for us, then we've got our saroop. Innit? How blessed would that be? So we moved away from the value of Bani. And the thing is now, the problem also, okay, so for example, now we've got this problem in our Panth, right? But we can't walk around throwing stones just at one person that does that. Because the way the SGPC was asked, can we have 400 saroops of Maharaj? And they said, yeah, take the bus. Because the bus had been sent before to Italy, it had been sent to other places, and the people there had been happy with it. So they couldn't see a problem with it going down to Vancouver. So now obviously you can't just blame this one family. People want to take it out on one person, they want to blame somebody, but the blame is not just in one, it's everybody's fault. So we need to take a worldwide concept. Why is this happening? Because everything is being controlled by the SGPC. Yeah? And SGPC, as we've seen, is not the best people to be custodians of Sikhi, because not doing a very good job of it. Right? So we need to have our own organisations that take care of Satkar of Bani. Like in the UK, what is it? Where is the UK organisation taking care of Satkar of Bani? Guess what? There isn't one. I can tell you now, he has not got a view on this issue. You can ask him, what do you think about this? He'll say, I don't know. Because it's not something that is in their head. It's always in anybody. It's not something they have to worry about. Because they're not really Gurmat leaders. Do you get this? They're organisers. They're organisers, and that's fine. They want to organise stuff, they want to be like coordinators, that's good. But they're not Gurmat leaders. And the problem is, people like you guys and myself and other people, when we walk in that room, we don't feel that he's our Gurmat leader. So we have no buy-in to him. But yet if we had 5 Panj Pyare walk in, who'd been known to all of us, and we respect them for their Bani, their Sikhi, and they said, the way to transport Guru Granth Sahib Ji is this, we'd all accept it. So the problem in Vancouver is happening is, people are making their own decisions on what to do, but there's no Panj Pyare, there's no Takht, there's no Sarbat Khas, there's nothing there to give guidance on a Gurmat angle. but it's done because the SGPC allowed it to happen, right? And then they did it because they need to, because people need Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and because they have not been told you don't need Guru Granth Sahib Ji. People not being educated from the top down saying no, just have Sanchia. You don't need Guru Granth Sahib Ji. When they sell the saroops of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they do sell them, there's a price for them if you want to, and people say, oh, there's no price. If you want to get Guru Granth Sahib Ji, even if you go to Sikh missionary and say, I want to have a copy of Guru Maharaj, they will tell you this is the price. So they are in a way selling Bani. But they won't come to your house to check out if your house is suitable for Maharaj. If you go now to adopt a child from the government, yeah, they will come to your house to see if your house is suitable for that child to be adopted. You understand? You understand the comparison I'm trying to make? It take a bacha, yeah? Here's our Guru, Nanak Sache Padshah, yeah? This is our Guru, our King. When no one goes to the house to check out, have you got the right palang for Maharaj to have Sukhasan? Have you got a full bed, or is it going to go on a shelf? If you're going on a shelf, no thanks, have a senji. Have you got a full bed, not small bed, baby bed, cot, full bed. If you're going to have a full bed and sleep on your full bed, why is Guru Maharaj going to have half a bed? Yeah? Give Maharaj a better bed than what you've got. Then you give him a throne to sit on. If you haven't got a throne and a bed for Maharaj, then don't have Maharaj in your house. At the end of the day, if you are not going to be there all the time, like some people, it's become fashion now in India, right? Go to Chandigarh, they've got the big koti, huh? Every koti will have Maharaj Saroop. Because it's become a fashion. One house has got koti and they've got Saroop of Maharaj, duje kehte asi bhi kariye phir. That's what happens. Guru Maharaj become a fashion statement. If you've got enough money, you can have an extra room in your house for Maharaj. And in the house, you've got alcohol, you've got people eating meat in the same house as Guru Maharaj upstairs. And I've seen this with my own eyes. So, why is that happening? Because no one is saying from the top, the leadership is not saying, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is how it needs to happen. And the only people I've found who've got a lot of love and pyar for Satkar for Guru Granth Sahib Ji is, for example, the Sacha Soda guys in Toronto. It's a shop. And they will come, if you can't take care of Maharaj, they'll come to your house, they'll check out your house to see if you're suitable to buy Maharaj as well, to have Maharaj at your house. So there is a lot of need for increasing Satkar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, just because it's good for us. Yeah, we don't need to have so many saroops of Maharaj. People need to understand that. It's like, oh, I wish I had Maharaj at my house. Alright, well, it doesn't mean that you need to have Maharaj at your house. You could just have Senchi at your house. Are you going to read Maharaj? That's a bigger question. Are you going to sit and do Sahaj parts? Can you do your Baniya? If you can't do your Baniya, you can't do Sahaj part, then maybe you should go and learn that first and have Senchi at your house. So, but I don't blame the people that organize this, because it's like, it's a symptom of a problem. The problem is not going to be solved by attacking the symptoms only. You need to go to the root cause. The root cause is lack of leadership and lack of direction from people that are Gurmat orientated, and lack of coordination at a national level. Yeah, I'll give you an example. In Italy, they had too many saroops of Maharaj, so they shipped them off to India to burn them. In England, there wasn't enough saroop of Maharaj, so then they ordered them from India to come to here. Now, anybody with half a brain will rub those brain cells together and go, well, why didn't we send the ones from Italy to come here? It would have been cheaper to charter a plane from Italy to come here with Maharaj. But no, why did that not happen? There's no coordination. The Panth is everywhere, but it's totally unorganized. What Canada's doing, we haven't got a clue. We only find out when something goes wrong and when people start complaining. There's no organization. This is the most unorganized Panth on the planet. And we still walk around with big chali, oh yeah, Khalsa Pura ki Fauj. Believe you me, if an army was run like this, it would be dysfunctional army. Family was run like this, it would be dysfunctional family. We are all that. We are a family and an army, but we're not organized. So people laugh at the idea of the Takht in the UK, Takht in America, Takht Canada, but this is actually what's needed. Whether you call it Takht or you call it authority, but the Sarbat Khasa needs to happen, and the leadership has to come from Panj Pyare. No one else will buy anybody else. I will not. I'm sorry, but I cannot believe in an organisation that's not led by the Panj Pyare. And most Amritaris are like this as well. And most Gursikhs are like this. But where's the Gurmat? Where's the Panj Pyare? Where's the Rani Beni of these people that we're supposed to be following? Because it's not there, we don't bother believing in it. Take it? So it needs to be there first. Let's set up systems that do that. And one point I want to make, even if somebody says, you done this wrong, now for this family, yeah, you done this wrong. My advice would be this: if the Panth turns up and says you done something wrong, if a lot of people are talking about it, offer yourself up to the Panth. Nanak Garib Teh Pyar Dwari. Yeah? I'll fall at your door then. Hello, okay, bring Panj Pyare, I'm ready. Whenever you bring Panj Pyare, I'm ready. You can judge me, you can sentence me to death, I don't mind. But aajo. Yeah? Come with Panj Pyare. And it should be all filmed. They're not Gupt Panj Pyare. Panj Pyare would never be in Gupt. If you prepare to be one of the Panj Pyare, you should be in the visible public eye, and people should know who you are. Because nowadays what will happen is, I'll give you an example. When we started Tera Panth Vase, I went to a meeting with the Sheikh group. One of the questions asked by one of the things there, he said, Jagraj, if we had Panj Pyare give hukum to you, would you, to stop this new party, would you accept it? And I was like, that's a strange idea, because what it is, the Panj Pyare are not supposed to be linked to anybody. They're not supposed to have an agenda, they're only linked to Guru Sahib. That's it. So the Panj Pyare coming to you just to get you to do something which is in their benefit is not Sarbat da Pala. I didn't think of the answer then, I stumbled. But I thought about it a lot, and I thought the answer would be this. If the Panj Pyare prepared to stand in front of the whole Sangat, put themselves on camera and do the ardas, then you accept it. But a lot of people won't want to do that. Because then what's going to happen, they're going to be on camera saying nice thing, but you stopped it, all because of your own desires. Together? So if they're going to do that in Canada with the family that organizes Satnam Trust guys, then let the Panj Pyare stand up. Let them be able to say, yes, we have a Panj Bani account. Yes, we have Rani Bani for God's sake. And this is what our decision is. And let the people then see if people are publicly prepared to make and listen to both sides. So if you ask them questions, then they give you the answer. And should be organized, so it should be public, nothing hidden. Koi gupt nahi hai ye. Maharaj says in Bani, Gujji Channi Nahi Baat. There's nothing hidden in Sikhi, it's all paragat. Okay, so that's my view, that if they're going to do something like, offer yourself, but the Panth should be organized to do it in a Sikhi way. Not just like, just condemn him, do people get together, 100 people in a room, do a statement, and everybody goes Jakari. That doesn't mean that everybody else is involved. That didn't mean they were Panj Pyare there. Didn't mean that Ardas was done, Hukamnama taken from Maharaj. If we're not doing it properly, then what are we doing?
Vaheguru